There we go. All right.
Hi.
That's so funny because I was just talking to Gemma and said, "Do you realize it's been over a year?" Let's see. Yeah, so 14 months since I've worn my contact lenses.
Wow.
Yeah, COVID
Wow.
goggles. I did.
Oh, like to protect you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got the COVID goggles.
Well, these are my I feel like I feel smarter in these glasses.
Yeah, you
Like
look like a school teacher, like you're going to give us a lesson on accounting.
Plus, I have to color my hair so it's more brown than black. So it's,
It is, yes, it is. It is less black.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that all the time. When I go back to Niagara Falls, my family always tells me, you really need to go a little bit lighter. So I started doing that, yeah, because it's true. It's like after 50, nobody believes you have jet black hair. So yeah, I started going a little bit lighter. I could kind of get away with like an extra week when the grays start popping in.
Well, mine's going to be black tomorrow because I have to do it for the show, which this will air after. But I have the women on a roll, women on the net.
Women on a roll, exactly. It's actually women on the net.
Yes, yeah. Women on the net, and then the Facebook page is women on the roll.
Right.
Women on a roll.
Right. So, and I think like a lot of people that may have listened to my older podcast will know Andrea Meyerson from that. So she produced I am so sorry. I'm like burping like a bitch over here because I'm still full from dinner.
Today?
My God, I'm so full. But Andrea produced the Women on the Roll comedy DVDs and stuff like that, a few years back, and now, rolling with the times, she's doing Women on the Net. So you're doing a concert on the 16th.
Yes, tomorrow. Well, that'll be Friday.
Yeah.
So this is Sunday. And yes, Women on the Net is I call it a channel, but it's a website where they have Zoom shows.
Right.
And then the Facebook page, that's where it gets confusing, is Women on a Roll. That's where it's advertised.
Right. So, do you know if people can't tune in and see it live, can they go back and watch it?
She's working on that. I don't think they do that now. And part of the reason, because Arts Garage also does not keep the shows up after they're over, is because they're ticketed. So if you sell a ticket of $10 and now tomorrow it's like
that makes sense, I guess.
Right. So I think
you have a lot coming up, like even after the Women on the Net thing, then you've got an actual Arts Garage show coming up.
Yes, we are working on this show. It's going to be so much fun because tomorrow I'm going to do, or Friday, I'm doing all my original, which is fun. It's just me acoustic. It's more intimate.
Yeah, and it's nice because those are West Coast girls. We talked about this. Those are West Coast girls, and they might not be familiar with the East Coast sound. So, you're giving those girls like a debut, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's nice to know. Yeah, and I can just talk about why I wrote the songs, like a little, and there's going to be a Q&A, and it's totally different from the show we're doing on May 1st. We're doing a throwback, a retro 60s, 70s pop rock hits show.
What date is that?
It's a Saturday, May 1st.
May 1st at Arts Garage. That's good. That's the Oh What a Night show.
The Oh What a Night.
That's
one of the songs we're doing.
Yes.
So I put together yesterday a promo video with all of the original artists because we don't have ourselves recorded doing these songs yet. Yeah. But to give people an idea on what to expect for the show. And so it should be fun. Like I watched it. It's up on my Facebook page. It's up on my both of my Facebook pages, and I might put part of it on the end of this podcast.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
And I have pictures of the band. Joni's going to sing a couple of songs with me.
Joni
We're
Cox,
gonna do
excellent.
the Marvin Gaye version of Ain't No Mountain High Enough. And we're gonna do Dancing in the Streets, the Bowie Jagger version.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that because those are just fun songs that I just like to sing and love to do, and people love songs that people haven't
People
heard.
love them. Yeah, yeah.
Like my criteria for picking for this show, picking songs was not the usual stuff you hear in a bar, which it's so much more pressure to play for a ticketed event.
Of course.
And it takes a lot more energy to to promote it. But I like it so much better than just playing in, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but I've just done it for so many years to play in a bar, only because your background music a lot of the times. There are some fun pubs that I play in.
Yeah.
Irish pubs.
Yeah, yeah.
So much fun to play. It's like a concert. So it depends on the place. It
Right.
totally depends on the place.
Yeah,
But
I
so
think
that's
that
coming up.
Arts Garage does give it more of a concert feel, doesn't it?
Yes, Arts Garage is a strictly listening room, but they do get up and dance, but it is a concert feel.
Yeah.
But we do more like city events. We do the food truck events by the band shells in the cities. Those are fun because someone is running sound for us, so we don't have sound.
Yeah.
And when the world opens up more and I get to do the pub tour in England, I totally want to do that. So you'll have to let me know what people want to hear there. I don't know what they
Yeah, I
like.
wish I could tell you. I haven't been in one so long. I don't even remember.
What are you drinking today?
I have a Jameson and ginger.
Oh, nice. That's very refreshing. I have
I'm on a wicked ginger kick right now. I got
I
ginger
know.
hand soap, ginger drink, ginger soda, ginger beer. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just on a ginger kick.
It's very healthy for you. So that's good.
That is good. That is good.
Cleansing. I
Yeah.
heard it's very cleansing.
Yep.
I've got my Knob Creek maple. I go back
Oh
to.
yeah, back to basics. That is just the
Yeah.
prettiest
Mhm.
color of a
Mhm.
beverage, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I got
Little amber brown. I gotta show
Watch it.
you what I got. I think this was an Easter gift from Gemma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these are Glenfiddich,
Oh,
and
that's good stuff.
yeah, and they're the first one is age 12 years, the other one is 15, and the last one is 18. So the 18 is a
Wow.
small batch reserve. I already had some of that. It's brilliant. The 15 is the Solera reserve. And that one is matured in sherry and bourbon and new oak casks. So that one should have like a little bit of a different note to it. And then the signature one is the 12-year. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I also got, do you guys have, I should probably have ask Joni this, but you guys have the show Peaky Blinders, like on Netflix? Have you heard of it?
Probably if it's on Netflix. I have not heard of it. No.
Okay, so it takes place back in like I don't even know, maybe Prohibition era, and it's in Birmingham in England, and it's about like a gang kind of, and they're called the Peaky Blinders, and Peaky Blinders
look at
whiskey.
that.
Yeah, I'm super psyched
like
about that. Straight up English whiskey, or I'm sorry, Irish whiskey.
I like the way you described it as being brilliant.
It's brilliant, man. Brilliant. It was so good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because the way this little chap here is dressed is how
Oh
they
yeah,
all
I
look
love that.
in the show.
Oh, okay. I love that book.
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
pretty cool. I'm like, I tried to get into the show a couple of times, and the accents are so thick between them being like a little bit Irish and then also being in Birmingham. So I have to have subtitles on, and it's very dark, and it's a total drama. So you gotta, there's no scrolling through your phones or anything like that. So it's one of those ones that you have to be in the mood to sit and focus on. Haven't been there yet.
Look for that. Peaky
Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
I will look for it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big, it's like a phenomenon over here. I think they have like maybe six seasons.
Oh.
And I think the next one coming out will probably be the last one, but it's been really,
Oh,
really
6
good.
seasons. Oh, okay, so
But
that's a lot
over here, there's only like 6 or 8 episodes in a season.
Ah,
So
okay.
technically you could binge it in a weekend. You know what I mean? All of it. It's not like where you guys have like 22 episodes in a season of something.
Right.
So when you think
right.
about like 7 seasons of something, you're like, damn, that's gonna take a month to get through. Over here, boom, boom, boom. We're watching one right now called Line of Duty. And
Okay.
it is like, it's kind of like 2 different divisions of the police department. It's like the actual police and detectives, and then the internal affairs that would investigate the police. And
Oh, okay.
there's like
Okay.
just it's right, it's sit on the edge of your seat, jaw dropping, like like you watch
Wow.
it like, what did he just, that kind of thing. So we're in that. I think we got 2 to go, but it is honestly, it was like, we didn't watch it the night that it aired. We had recorded it and we were going to watch it the next day. And I was like, of course, scrolling through my socials, and everything was hashtag
Oh.
LOD. And it was like,
Oh.
that ending. Oh my God, that ending. Who was it? Who did this? Who did? And I'm like, I said to Gemma, we need to hurry up and watch this.
You couldn't watch it, right? You couldn't read
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And then once I watched it, I was like, oh my God, yeah, now I get why everybody was flipping out. Like, who, because the guy like slowly takes a piece of paper out of a file that's like this, mind blowing, like, oh my God kind of thing. But they show it for so brief that everybody, like, there's actually a meme of people going like at their TV and pausing it to see if they could see the picture. It's so
Oh,
funny.
wow.
Yeah, it's really, it's one of those really, really tense kind of dramas. So that's fun to throw those in the mix.
I watched a movie, a Netflix movie. I usually am not good at picking. And I noticed, and I know that this is because sometimes, a lot of times they don't have endings. You watch the whole movie and they don't really leave you with like a solid ending. So
I don't like that. It drives me nuts.
yeah. So and sometimes it's so predictable. I just have to stop and think, like, who invested in this movie? Like, did someone actually read the script?
Who read
You
the
know how
script and said, okay.
yeah, how many millions of dollars it takes to even make like a low budget movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so this movie had no stars in it. So a lot of times if it doesn't have like movie stars in it, it's not a great movie. But this one did not have any movie stars, but it was called The Vanished. And it was about a couple that goes on a camping trip in a very remote, like kind of like a rundown campsite where there's only one other camper, one other set of campers there. But they have nice RVs, and they have their daughter goes missing. Their 10-year-old daughter goes missing.
Ooh.
So it's like that kind of a thing, and you don't know who it could be. But the ending has such a twist that you don't really see it coming. So that's it. I would recommend it's The Vanished on Netflix. I don't know if you get that, but
love to see, because I know our Netflix is just a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprisingly a good twist. Like you didn't see that coming. So that would be my pick if anyone's thinking about watching a Netflix movie and not getting into a whole series.
Yeah, I gotta stop. I like I told you when we were talking to Jill, like I have been binging on all 13 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm just getting so sassy. So sassy. Like I
get a little bitchy watching the drag queens.
Yeah. Honestly, I need to just like take it down a notch. Like seriously, getting a little sassy.
I am gonna go to the drag show, the Garage Queens drag show.
Oh, you have to.
Talking about, it's the night before my show, and Ronnie has tickets. Ronnie and Charlie, Ronnie Donaire and Charlie, you know them. Okay, they're like huge. She's on the board. I think she's the president of the board now, and they're huge donators. And so she always gets tables, and she invited me to go and see the
you have to.
Drag show. It's almost sold out. Yeah, I looked.
It's the biggest thing going on right now, isn't it?
It totally is. And I looked at the tickets. It's funny because I went on because I'm checking my ticket sales, right? So I'm like, oh my God, what happened from yesterday to today? We're almost sold out. And then I realized I was on the wrong day. I was one day off, which always happens to me.
Yeah.
It was the day before. And I'm like, oh, it's Garage Queens. They're sold out, not me.
That's
So
funny.
I'm working on selling those tickets still. But that
You
is,
get-
as you know,
when you
the story
go-
of my life.
When you go to the drag queen show, invite them all to your show the next day.
I so should. Do you know I cannot find go-go dancers? I'm putting this plea out to anyone in South Florida listening. I need 2 go-go dancers for my show. I thought it would be so cool to have authentically dressed on one side of the stage, a girl on either side of the stage to some of the songs we're doing in our show. I can't find anyone that does go-go dancing. It's crazy.
Call a dance school.
I did. I called the dance school. I called an agency that does like impersonators. I called an agency that does that books dancers and bands. People do Latin ballroom dancing. They do, exhibition dancing for line dancing and stuff. Go-go dancing is really a very specific thing, which is it's freestyle. So I just need someone that can dance.
You just need people on either side of you doing this.
Yeah, they do this. And I said, look, they're gonna wear the mini skirts, so I don't have to. So and the go-go boots. So I'm still looking. I mean, I have 2 weeks and I have put a plea out on Facebook now. I joined a go-go Facebook page. But I don't know where they are. They could be anywhere in the world, these girls.
Maybe you should ask drag queens to do it.
I was thinking, because you just said, when you said that, I thought about it. And I'm like, maybe one of them, one of those girls could want to come up.
Yeah, you just tell them the era. They'll dress. They already have the big hair.
You know what? That's an awesome idea. I think I'm going to get in touch with Ronnie this weekend and see if she can hook me up.
That's the way to do it, because then they can promote the next Garage Queen show.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to tie it all in.
It wasn't happening in reverse because they could have really been promoting their show if I was on Friday. But I'll be there, and I'll definitely reach out beforehand and see who these people are.
There you
go. So that's what else is happening in my world. I'm trying to get go-go dancers, like such a crazy turn of events. We had a scare with my mom, but thank God she's doing better on Sunday. I'm preparing for my original show tomorrow. Our dog passed away, which I can't believe the pouring out of people, just sending nice messages.
When you post something on Facebook about a pet passing away, man, you get oodles of support. People will. You could say a relative passed away, and they're just like, "Sorry for your loss," but if it's a pet, they're just like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Oh,
I was so thinking. I mean, I got 200 comments and almost 300 hearts and stuff, and it was really sweet. Like, it meant a lot to me because Buddy got sick suddenly, and he got sick in February. We noticed he was starting to get swollen, his abdomen, and he was retaining water. He was slowing down a little bit, but he was fine, like just right prior to that. And then we were keeping him on a diuretic, which was kind of just alleviating the fluid to make him more comfortable. There's really no cure. And I was always watching his breathing, because if I ever saw him laboring to breathe, which he was before we brought him in to the vet, I wouldn't have let him stay that way. That's a hard way to live, because the vet told me the way he was when we brought him in, he couldn't take a deep breath. So who wants to live that you can't take a deep breath? So I would always watch that, and he was doing okay. And then he went missing for one day. And I was nervous because I knew even if he gets out, he always comes back. And we found him the next day, like animals do. He crawled under the covered car in the alleyway next to our business, and hopefully passed away in his sleep. Like I said, he went out on his own terms. I think that's usually exactly. They just want to go be by themselves, and Like the
it's tough.
song, The Gambler. I
Yeah,
love the line, in the song, The Gambler, the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep.
yeah,
What a great
yeah,
line.
yeah.
So, yeah, so Buddy, so we buried him on our property, where we, buried the other dog that we usually, our dogs live a long time. But we're not sure how old he was, because he was left in boarding. Someone just dropped him off and never picked him up. And so we rescued him from
Oh,
boarding.
yeah,
And so that was that. And so it's just been kind of a week,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the well-deserved Knob Creek maple.
exactly, man. Cheers to
So how was
Buddy.
your week?
Cheers to Buddy,
Oh,
man.
yes. Cheers to Buddy. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, and eat all of your bagged lunches. I wrote on Facebook how he used to take we used work release program in our yard. So the guys get 2 sandwiches, a bagged lunch every day, and sometimes chips or an apple. And he learned how to open from the bag. He grabs the bag and walks away with it. He opens it. He opens the sandwich. He gets it out of the plastic. He even opens the chips.
Just like one of the employees, like here you go, buddy. Here's yours.
Right. They leave it for them.
Yeah.
And you know what was so sad, Denise? They left it the day he was missing. And because they didn't know, we didn't know if he was coming back. And it was so sad to see the bag there. The other dog doesn't know what to do with it. She wasn't around when the guys were teaching. She's new. It was previous guys, a previous bunch of guys. So she just looks at the bag like she doesn't know what to do. But so
I'm good, thanks. I'll just eat out of a bowl.
Yeah. She waits for me to take it out of the bag and give her only the meat, because she doesn't eat the bread. We
She's watching the
spoil her.
carbs.
Right. She doesn't do carbs. She does not do carbs.
That's the way my cats are the same way. Like they eat anything white, but not bread. So they don't eat like bread muffins or bagels or anything like that. But any turkey, chicken, anything white. It's ridiculous. Like whipped cream, yogurt. Like when Bruce was little, he was so addicted to yogurt. And he would, if I was eating it, he would put his paw on my hand and pull it, like give me the spoon. It got to the point, I'm not even joking, where I would take it and I would take my yogurt pot in the bathroom and open the lid really quiet and in there and eat it, because not that I didn't want to share with him. I just thought, this is not good. He shouldn't be eating, yogurt with 5 active cultures, and he's going to shit himself later. So,
yeah, then that's not good for you.
It's not good for me, right? But he's calmed down a lot on the human food. Like if he hears you put whipped cream on something, though, he could be dead asleep upstairs. If you put a dab of whipped cream on something, and by the time you pull it up from having it up, he's right at your feet like this.
Oh,
so, yeah, you got to give him a little swipe of cream. Now we have him on, but we're kind of thinking that he's might have an allergy to dairy. If he has too much or whatever, he starts over grooming and he gets the hot spots from licking too much. So we have him on a plant-based cream, and he doesn't seem to notice a difference. So he's allowed to have a little, because I put cream in my coffee, and they don't do that over here. The first time I went to a coffee place, and I said I will have an Americano with cream, they looked at me like I was nuts, and I was like, half and half, and they looked at me like I was nuts again. Half what and half what? So they were, you want milk in it? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. So yeah, so when they just kind of froth up some milk and put it in, and it's not great. So I actually get you would get heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
So I actually get that, and then I just put a drizzle in my coffee, and he would not let me put it away unless I gave it to him. So every morning he would sit in the kitchen sink and just wait. So so now we got him on a plant-based cream, and he doesn't really seem to notice a difference. So he can have his cream, and he won't get the hot spots.
Is a plant-based cream as thick as a regular cream?
It actually is. There isn't that much difference. I'm just,
really?
I'm a cream snob. Like, I think it really
Yeah,
is
me
like
too.
about if you can't tolerate dairy, it's probably really good.
Yeah.
Like a good alternative, I should say.
Is
But
it oat? Is it from oat, like an oatmeal cream or? Oh, no.
they do have barista oat milk here. I haven't tried it yet.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, I don't have a dairy allergy, so I can have the heavy cream. But yeah, I just find that it tastes more like Dunkin' Donuts if I put the heavy cream
Right.
in it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's I can't really drink my coffee any other way. I used to use the powdered one when I first
Oh,
got
yeah.
here because it was just like nothing really worked. And really, they drink mostly semi-skim milk here with everything, their tea, their
Really?
coffee.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, no.
We're so spoiled here, right? Like we do everything extra, like too
Yeah,
much.
I think they
Extra.
get that. They get that about Americans. So they kind of like pity us a little bit for thinking that way.
Well,
No joke.
I found a store I wanted to mention because I went in the other night into a store. It's called Nine Line, and I didn't know what it was. I'm wearing the shirt. I'm going to show you if I could get this down so you could
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
what's that all about?
It's owned by veterans. This is like a flag on the
Oh,
American flag.
cool.
It's owned by veterans, and it is
That's really
for,
cool. I would totally wear that.
isn't that cool? Because it's a V-neck,
Yeah.
and it's so Nine Line is the I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong. It's the military, the medevac. When they have a medevac request for a soldier in the battlefield, Nine Line symbolizes that those responders, and it's also for the police and the firefighters, the first responders that do that medevac. And so it's owned by veterans. It's started in Savannah, Georgia, and part of the proceeds from everything goes to the organization Nine Line, which helps the
Oh,
families
wow.
of
Where was that? Is
the
that in Boca or?
it's in Delray on Atlantic Avenue, and
Cool.
but just by Atlantic and Fifth, which is Federal.
Yeah,
And it's not far from the Arts Garage. And it's
cool.
just a short walk from the Arts Garage. Anyway, it's a cool store. And so the girl in the store recognized me. Well, she said, I know you, even with the mask on. I know you because of what you do. And it ended up that she was at Zion Lutheran School, where I used to go sing for the kids. My neighbor was the pastor. So I would go there and sing for them like every year around Veterans Day or a patriotic holiday.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
I did that for like 3 or 4 years in a row. And I gave them all my Hometown Hero CD. So she was like, I can't believe you're here. And and you know what she said to me, Denise, a young person, you know what she said? I went home and told my mother I met the coolest person. And I'm like, the coolest? Like someone thinks I'm cool,
It's never the word that pops to mind when we're talking
So
about
not
you.
about me. I'm so not cool. Like I strive for cool. And when you have to strive for it, that's not really cool, right? So the thing is because she knew me and she has my CD, they're going to start playing my music in the store in their rotation on Spotify.
Wow, that's really
Spotify.
cool.
So that was cool. That was just this chance thing that, we went in the store because they had some cool stuff. And
that is way cool.
yeah.
After all the crap that you went through this week, that's a nice wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was. And you know what I thought? You go through life and you think what you're doing, no one's listening and you're not reaching anyone. And then that always happens. Like just when you think no one's listening or you didn't reach anyone, someone says you made a difference.
Right.
And so really cool. And it's a great store. And I just figured I would mention that. And that was a good thing that happened today. And I mean this week. So I'll be probably wearing some stuff at gigs, some shirts and stuff. Their women's line has V-necks, which I like a V-neck.
Nice.
Oh, so that's cool. My story for my shopping tip for people that want to help fallen soldiers and their families. And also I believe she said it was the police and the firefighters too.
That's awesome. I will definitely check that out when I go home. Sometimes like
Yeah,
if I like find a like there's a store, I shop at a place in the mall when I'm home called Torrid, and they to ship something over here, it's
yeah.
like again like $30. If I
Wow.
buy a pair of jeans that's $30, I'm paying $30 to get it here. It's like, geez, like man.
Yeah.
So what I do is I buy it online, I have it shipped to my mother's, and then when I do come,
Oh,
I got like a room full of clothes.
even if it's not Christmas, it's like
Even if it's not
Christmas.
Christmas, that's what my mother was really. You have a lot of things piling up on the couch in the den, Like I know I'm doing a little shopping. That's the worst part is that she kind of knows when you're spending a lot. You have a lot of packages, on the couch, and yeah, I know. But in the
But
meantime, she keeps buying me bags of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and then you know,
aw,
so yeah, so she just said, I think it was about a month ago, she goes, um, I was worried that the Dunkin' coffee might like expire because now it's going on like 6 months that it's been sitting in there. So we're gonna drink that, and then I'll just buy you new when you get here. Okay, go ahead. So yeah,
that's
they
what
buy
it's.
me the big bags to bring back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's what Italian moms do. They
yeah,
feed us and
yeah. Everything is, oh my God, everything is about food. Yeah. That's all we talk
but
about when I talk to her. It's like, what'd you have for dinner? What'd you make? How'd you do it? It's always the same. Or she'll make, like some like pasta. I swear to God, that's all they eat is like Italian. Like every time I talk to her, she's like either they're eating
oh,
rabas or she's making Italian. So she'll send me pictures of like a bowl of pasta. She's like, okay.
like it's new.
It's like I
Something
know I
different.
see that every time I go home. But that's what's so the thing that makes you the most homesick is seeing like your mom's plates or your mom's
Oh,
tablecloth,
right.
like
Oh,
that kind of
yes,
stuff. Yeah, so it's like,
exactly.
yeah, man, I'm so I know that I'm getting to the point where like I'm beyond homesick now because like, and this is, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna get such backlash for this, but like during the day, if I have like the TV on or whatever, and I'll be over here like typing, working on something, and the next thing you know, I'll be like, I'm so sick of hearing, like, I'm so sick of hearing a British accent. I just have to put an American show on, like after a while, it just like gets to me, and I just have to put on like SEAL Team or NCIS or something like that, so I feel like my
Right.
people. I need to feel my people every now and then.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
funny.
it's been happening a
You
lot more lately.
see, I think a British accent is kind of sexy.
Well,
Do
it
you
is.
find
When
that?
you're amongst it for 10 years, it just becomes your own.
Then
It's
it's
just,
regular. Yeah, it's not.
yeah, yeah. So, but Monday, Gemma was off work because she's been burning a few holiday days. Obviously we're not going
Mhm.
anywhere, so you use them or lose them. So she had Friday and Monday off last week. So Monday she went. The gyms were open, so she
Yeah.
booked into the gym, and then she met up with Katie, who we've had on the show, and they went
Mhm.
for a little walk. But then Katie came over and had tea and biscuits.
How
um,
British of them.
British cup actually it was just tea. But it was so nice to have an in-person catch up with somebody. Like it was actually the first time that other than a worker, like we had the plumber here. had the plumber here the Friday before, and that was no big deal. But like, yeah, so Katie was here, and we had a nice little catch up. And today's her birthday, so happy birthday, Katie. But we get this on
Oh, happy birthday.
um and I was telling her about what Jill was saying, like we're all going to meet up in Ireland in in May, next May. So yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
like, I feel like that my birthday's sorted, like my birthday plans are sorted for next year. So that's we're gonna call it Castle Time, like Hammer
I
Time.
like that.
Castle Time. Yeah.
Instead of hammer time, castle
Yeah,
time.
Castle Time. And yeah, so and like I said, we had the plumber here, and I finally got my HGTV. You see it in every farmhouse kitchen sink with the
Oh,
faucet thing.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm super
You
happy with
got it.
that. Yep. got that done, got the garbage disposal replaced, got the new faucet in. Yeah, so I was just like all weekend, like I just kept like spraying it, pulling the nozzle out, spraying everything. I'm like,
You know, you've been staying in the house too long, right? When that's so
when
exciting.
that is
Oh,
your
that is
big,
exciting.
yeah, that it makes you want to keep the kitchen like super clean all the time because I
Right.
just want to stare at it, but I don't want to see like anything in sync.
It's an incentive.
It is having a new faucet, just it makes the whole kitchen feel new. So stupid.
Yeah, one little thing can do that.
Totally.
Well, you've been doing great in getting us guests. We have amazing guests.
Let me hold on. Let me get my list.
We are rocking, or you're
So
cooking gas.
long that yeah, I had to write it down. You know, as always, we always include Tyler because
oh yeah,
we're the coolest. Yeah. We're the coolest for having our own house mixologist. So Tyler is a
not
given,
even
once a month.
Not even Ina and Melissa have that. So.
Right. But we have let's see, we do have Tyler coming up next week, right?
Yeah, and we have Judy is going to be on June 2nd. I think we said
right,
that, right?
Tyler's mom. Tyler's mom's got it going on.
My partner in crime and music.
Yes. And we have comedian Sandra Valls, who I know like a lot of people that if they've listened to my show prior, then they know who Sandra is. We had such a good time with Sandra on the Sweet Cruise. That was like the first time that we actually got to like interact with her. So funny and talented. Like, I'm not just talking stand up. This girl can sing, and we're gonna try and force her when we get her on the show to sing a little bit of River Deep Mountain High.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a request from my friend Julie.
Okay. You're
and
cool
then,
like that.
Then we
You're
have
cool like you'll get people to do that.
I'm gonna try. After Sandra, we have Scottish national treasure Horse McDonald.
I was amazed. Judy looked her up also. I'm like, you have to look this woman up. Wow.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Such an incredible career. Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. And so much. I think it's an anniversary of her first album this year, so I think there's a lot of fanfare. But the portrait that was done of her for the Scottish Museum is absolutely incredible. I'm going to find it and make sure that we post that when we have her on the show. Then we have presenter and comedian Dana Goldberg, who does the Human Rights Campaign Gala every year.
Yeah.
And she's a boatload of fun. I've worked with her in Key West, and we had a great time together at Women Fest. She's super fun and super funny, and she's one of those like super sharp, smart comedians. And her sets are so incredibly well put together. Like everybody likes an intelligent comedian. Like we don't really need people that are doing pratfalls and fart jokes. Like she's way above.
Right.
That's
right.
That's awesome. And then I have locked in Dan Renzi, who I don't know if you know this, but Rachel Maddow was interested in Dan for his. Yeah, and most people I think will know he's synonymous with MTV's Real World. He was Real World Miami all those years ago. And then he did the Road Rules and Real World challenges and the challenges and all that stuff that came after. And then he kind of dropped out of sight a little bit. He was doing some modeling. He was doing he was an editor for the South Florida Gay News for a long time. And then he just revamped himself. And now he is a frontline nurse. And he's been out there all over the country battling COVID. Wow. He's worked in New Mexico. He was in New York when it was really bad. And then he was in like New Mexico and Maryland, and he's just like all over the place. So I think right now he's at home, but he said he doesn't know where he's going to be in May when we have him on, but he's going to join us. So that'll be fun because there's this whole like underground resurgence of the road, I think because, and it was either I think Netflix or Amazon put out all the old MTV Challenges shows. So people are now, and there's podcasts about him and everything. So people,
Wow.
he's someone who's really downplayed that area of his life. And yet here we are all these years later. And he's like, they're calling him to do all these podcasts and talk about MTV when he's literally saving lives.
Wow. Was he a nurse before?
No.
Or did he become like after? Probably
way
after.
way after.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's great though. But he is so fun, so cocky. His personality is just like off the charts. And then we do have Andrea Meyerson, who we spoke about, that is currently running the Women on the Net. And then we have, and I'm a super fan, Michelle Banila, who Latina out lesbian actor who's been in everything you can think of, like NCIS, New Orleans, Criminal Minds, Castle, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful. I mean, just so much stuff. But now she has just directed a film, and it, for anybody to complete something like that during a pandemic is still mind-blowing to me,
Right.
But so they've finished it. It's called I Just Wish You Told Me. And we're going to have her come on and talk a little bit about that. So that will be fantastic. And,
Awesome.
And then we've got Tyler in between all of that. We've got Tyler.
And he's in and of himself. He's one of our
drinks.
draws.
So yeah, we're rolling into summer. We're coming in hot, man. We're coming in hot.
We're coming in hot. I'm working on my people. I'm going to not like blurt it out till I get my people. But I'm working on my people.
I'm going to give you full credit when you get your people on.
You don't want any credit for the people I'm getting, okay?
Look, if you can't bring me Debbie Boone, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
I'm gonna look at that whole list, like this, like the YouTube playlist. See who else is on that list.
That is so funny. Speaking of TV peoples, did you remember when Jill was telling us about her wife directing that commercial for Hyundai?
Yes.
For the GLAAD Awards, I got the chance to see that because it came out last Sunday. It is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
It's so good. It's about, it's Hyundai, but it's about like your chosen family. Yeah. And I knew I was gonna like it when it opened with a bunch of drag queens all crammed in a Hyundai driving something, lip syncing.
Oh my God, that's like, great.
But it really, I mean, it's got everything from, all different versions of people and what they consider family, and it's so extremely well done. It really is. I just want to give her a big shout out because it was an accomplishment. And then I watched kind of like a little behind the scenes thing that Hyundai actually put out about the making of it. And they're wanting to be part of the LGBTQ community, and embracing that inclusion and all that. So it was really, really a big deal. So I'm really proud to say that we're like, 6 degrees of separation behind someone who's on the cusp of fame. Yeah.
Is that something we'll see on
I hope, I guess like if they get like a really good response to it, I'm sure they will end up, doing it. But I think the cool part was that a lot of people do tune in for the GLAAD Media Awards, and that's where it debuted. So that's a pretty big accomplishment, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably on YouTube. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube.
It is. I will send you the link. It's all over Facebook right now because everybody I know has been sharing it. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. And to see Jill's little cameo in it too, it was just like, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which she had to audition for, she pointed out.
That's right. No favors in this world.
Didn't just get that gig.
No favors.
Yeah, so look at us all of these people. You are rocking and rolling. I mean,
yeah, I just get to the point where it's like I'm just gonna tweet them, or I'm just gonna message them. I'm just gonna tweet them. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, what the most they could do is just not answer,
Right.
So,
And I get scared. Like I have to get myself in a certain mood, like a certain place. For fear of rejection, although I'm no stranger to rejection.
I was going to
so
say,
I don't know why I fear it.
and I know in this industry, it's just it's as natural as your morning coffee.
Yeah. You're more used to being rejected than someone saying, I love that.
Yeah.
I need you.
Yeah, it's true, man. I can't tell you. Like, I remember we had that conversation with Katie because she was kind of like my editor on my books. And,
yeah.
I don't really know, like, as far as when you submit a book, like there's guidelines and all this stuff. And I was just like, ah. So Katie's like, you know what, I'll handle it. So she was the one that was submitting the book to different publishing companies,
Yeah.
And she would like kind of send me an email and be like, well, these guys aren't interested right now. And then, I get an email a month later, like, man, these people didn't seem, interested in, whatever. So then I was just like, you know what, just stop. Like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to know. So she just went, okay, then I just won't tell her. But she continued to submit it. So like all ththese months went by, and then the next thing you know, she's like, we have a winner, and it was
wow.
like, oh yeah. So, you just get sick. I don't understand how actors do it, honestly. When you think about it, like their whole careers, like their jobs are based on people judging them for how tall they are, what they look like, what color their hair is, what their body type is, what their personality is, whether they can act, whether they can't act. It's just like, oh my God, why can't you even stand to go out if, like if my hair is like stupid, and they're like walking into an audition knowing full well that someone might just be like on that day go, nah,
exactly.
I don't like their look. There's just something about them I don't like,
Right. And it's so objective because you always hear about like these big stars, how many times they got rejected and people told them they shouldn't be acting or singing or whatever. And even with the music, and Keith Ridenauer, my publisher, told me this a long time ago. He said, because I would submit for everything, right? And it was like, but you need like someone like you had Katie, like someone else that's pushing to do that when you can't anymore, when you give up.
Yeah.
And he said, it doesn't mean, he goes, you could give them a hit song. If they had a fight with their wife that day, they're not going to like anything they listen to, and it's true. So, if they're not in a great mood, if they're not feeling well, or they broke up with their girlfriend or boyfriend, they might not like anybody that comes through the door that day.
Exactly. They could have just had bad lunch. You know what I mean?
Right. So maybe they didn't have cable for a few days like me.
They didn't have Wi-Fi. Yeah, I get it. Honestly, it's I just don't even understand how people can subject themselves to that over and over and over. It's just, I have a cousin that's been out in LA for 30 years, and auditions and acting and writing and directing and making films and creating, bringing stuff to Sundance. Just, I mean, it's just such a constant hustle.
A hustle.
Yeah, I just can't imagine having the stamina to do it, day in and day out. Like I just can't.
Oh yeah, to get the finance for it, you get the
on top of that, right. On top of everything else, having to like fund your own projects because you haven't made it yet,
Right.
It
well,
is.
Have you ever heard of a comedian, Vic DiBitetto? He's an Italian guy. Okay, he did the bread and milk thing on. Did you see that with the store?
I actually know him from Bianca's Kids.
You do?
Yeah, he hosted stuff for them.
Oh, I see. I like him even more now.
Yeah.
So he, talks about how he drove a truck and he was doing the comedy on the side and never could break through the ceiling, but he kept doing it. And that little video of the bread and milk put him on the map because he got so many hits. Now, all of a sudden, he got like the attention of someone in the business, a manager or an agent, and they started booking him for shows. People knew who he was from that. And now he's going to be in a series, my sister told me, about like the mob. And I think it was in the 80s or something. So, yeah. And it's like, I love what you just said, that he helps out, he
Yeah.
helped out.
Yeah, he did, like, he helped with
No.
like a fundraising benefit or something like that. And
That-
yeah,
nice.
Debbie's, she's a charmer. I can see where she would, and he kind of fits that family's
Yeah,
mindset. So it's perfect.
I can
But yeah,
see where he would. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It is. It's so it's amazing. Like, all you can hope for is like a retweet or
Right.
something from somebody that's got a big fan following. Like I remember, it was like my second or third L Fest, I think, and we were hanging out with the girls from this group called Heads Hearts, and her name is Amber Groves, and she, I don't know if she said something or she tweeted something that had to do with one of the guys from One Direction. And she got like, I don't even know, like 50,000 followers, like a retweet or something like that because of saying something that either they retweeted or she hashtagged it or something. But I mean, we were cracking up because they were so like metal girl rockers, and something about One Direction is what got them all these fans. So
Oh my
yeah, it was
God.
like this big joke,
Funny.
but it's insane what social media can do and it,
Yeah.
do for good and then again do for bad,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, it's a fine line, you
It has opened up a whole new world for people in the entertainment world
oh, definitely.
because it gives you that access to so many people.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I'm at my limit with it, like I find like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that's it. I am not gonna do TikTok. I am not gonna do,
Right.
I'm not a Snapchatter, I'm not TikToker, I'm not,
Exactly.
I just think that there's like a limit and you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Right. I mean, it can be overwhelming also.
Yeah,
Completely over.
exactly. Those three are just like, that's enough for me. Like I can't
agree.
take any more. I
I
can't
mean,
look at it. I can't scroll anymore.
I basically just want to stay in Facebook now, but I can't, I know I need to expand. I do have my Instagram and I hardly ever do the Twitter, but I need
Twitter. Twitter. The Twitter.
First rule is it's not the Twitter.
The Twitter.
I need to do that. I have it and people want to know your, the thing is even when you try to go work in a club, they want your social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't even, I remember the days where I didn't even have to walk in with anything but a song list and myself and, maybe a CD, maybe. Most people didn't even have that.
It's like a big responsibility. You know what I mean? Like to be constantly putting out content, is like, it's a part-time job. So yeah, I get that. And it's so hard to garner traction and get followers. Like you just don't know what to say or hashtag or whatever to get followers anymore. It's just, it could be anything, The podcast community is, I just put out a tweet that I wanted to get other podcasters to be on our podcast. I just think it's interesting to find out what other people's experiences are,
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree.
No retweets, nothing, not a share, nothing. No DM.
Do you know who I got a comment from that I was just so surprised because I really didn't know. I don't know Franco Stevens, but you probably know who she is.
I do.
And founder of Curve. And so I recently became friends with her on Facebook. And she Facebooked me a really nice message about Buddy passing away.
Yeah.
And I was like, Franco Stevens noticed my page. And, it was a big deal to me, and it was.
I have to say, that's funny that you mentioned that because this week, Curve put out something about National Pet Day, like show us your pet or whatever. So I put a picture of me when, Molly's all up in my business. I put one of those pictures up and she liked it and retweeted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
I don't. I think we might have crossed paths in some way when we had the podcast. I think we we actually, I don't want to toot my own horn too much here, but we actually were in, like when podcast first came out, Curve had like a top 10.
Yeah.
We made that list, and I think that was how we kind of,
Well, you should toot that horn. I mean, you really are very well connected, and I'm very
I think it is from those days, like if
you guys were trailblazers. You really were. I mean, and you're in the Museum of Herstory because of it. So
we're getting there, but we're going to, I mean, I think a big part of it too is you can meet and connect and network, with a lot of people, but you got to nurture those relationships like anything else.
Right.
So, if people would come on our show, I would try and kind of keep them in my mind and go back and see what projects they had a year later or 2 years later, or, make sure I was following them on Facebook or following them on Instagram or whatever. And this way you kind of keep that little lighthearted connection. You're not going to brunch with them every Sunday, but you're checking out their stuff still. And I think that's, important. And people, like you said, you were surprised by, Franco commenting, on something that and I think that people like that. It does mean something, I think it means something like for people maybe like in our age group, our realm, our stage of life or whatever, more so than like a kid that's just looking at numbers.
Right.
Like how many likes did that get? How many hearts did that get? Like that kind of thing. Like to me, like, the comments are as important as the number. Like somebody might drop a, well done or, a thumbs up or something, and you're like, hey, like I'll take it. I'll take that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. And she actually put the time to write me a little something, which
was really that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a big animal lover too, isn't she?
Yeah. I guess I didn't know that was Animal Month for Curve. So, but so that, you have to keep on it, even though it's sometimes it's daunting.
It's a big, it is. It's a big responsibility, and it's never ending. I think that's the thing.
And it's never ending.
Never ending.
like for Buddy's post, I think I told you before, I got almost or over 200 comments and almost 300 hearts and tears, little emojis. But and I'm like, do I write to every person? Because it was a lot. And then if you write to one, you need to write to all. So I just hearted everyone. And then that wrote something like a lot of, certain people I wrote a little more to, but and then I did an overall thank you. But it's, you want to build the steam though, and then you have to feel like, do I answer? And there are some people in bands, and I'm speaking from the music perspective, who feel if you answer everyone, it looks like you're not big enough, but I don't agree with that. I feel if someone is appreciating what I do when they took the time, I'm not going to feel too important to answer them back. There's a couple of schools of thoughts on that, So, but like for Janice Ian, if I could just bring her up, because I want to get her on the show.
Wait. Oh yeah.
At 17, society's child. She doesn't usually answer her people, because she does get a lot of people when she posts, and she posts a lot on Facebook. But she hearted one of my things, and it was about our post when Judy and I did her song, and she picked us for the Halloween post because we had the masks on,
right?
And so so it was just meant so much to me that I got hearted by Janice Ian, and she doesn't usually respond at all to people, because she does have hundreds of people, So, on the one hand,
I do. I think what it does is it makes people wonder, like, I wonder what made them respond to that person or that post. I think that's definitely, like, I would be thinking that. I wonder what made that the thing that she does respond to,
Yeah. I don't even remember what I wrote. I think I was thanking her for, for being part of it. I don't remember, but she hearted me. And So there, I understand where people might think if I don't answer, it makes me seem like a bigger star, because I have so many people, I can't possibly handle them all. But I kind of feel like I'm a grassroots artist.
Yeah.
And I just don't, I want to thank the people that
Yeah.
take the time to.
Yeah. I think, when I think of like regular celebrities, like I don't see them very often engage with anybody on their Instagram or
Right.
Twitter, like it's a big deal. It's like, you'll be following somebody for years and years and years, and then you see them, someone will be like, oh, all I wanted for my birthday was for Nathan Fillion to say hi to me. And then it'll be like, hi, happy birthday. And it's a tweet. And you're just like, what? What? Like, that's the thing that you just respond to? But like that kind of stuff, just it's a little aggravating. But I mean, I just imagine them having somebody else run their social media anyways.
Right.
And then when they're really bored, like they're waiting for something in a waiting room, and they say to their assistant, give me my phone, I want to read my at tweets, and that's what's keeping them busy, But for the most part, like I can't imagine them that's the thing that they are engaged in all the time,
Right. They
Unless
probably
they're
have
fighting with someone. I do notice that like the only time they will engage is if they're telling someone off, which I'm okay with too. Like that's pretty good.
They can't take it. Some celebrities can't take it. They can give it out, but they can't take it.
Yeah, but I do like if somebody says something that, especially with an actress, about like a procedure or a Botox, and they just like jump on board me like, I have never had surgery, and and they just like, well done. Good for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, when we start getting our hundreds of thousands of people posting, then
I love your optimism. I love your sheer optimism.
Yeah, that's good. That will happen. Look at the steam. This is 29, show 29.
Show 29.
But next week will be 30 with Tyler.
Yeah.
So I'll see if he wants to do like a drink,
celebratory 30th
around the 30
show drink. Yeah. Yeah, because these two mixer things like Jameson and ginger, like not creative at all.
Yeah, and we know how successful I was at my attempt. So
yeah, you need to just follow a recipe.
I wanted to say the notes of the peach with the hint of the coffee.
Oh,
none of it ever sounds good, no matter how you say it.
Like I said, I couldn't even eat a peach yogurt and drink a cup of coffee. I don't know why you would think those. That's like, there's certain things that just don't go, that would be certain like things. Honestly.
And then I threw in a little Chambord for color. And I'm like, oh
the berries on top of it. Berries.
Why did I do this?
Oh, yeah, that is. Yeah, that makes me.
Even if I tried to get fancy and describe it, wasn't working.
No.
You can see why I don't cook. So
yeah, honestly, wow. That right there proves you shouldn't. Yeah, just keep your oven in all its plastic and everything.
All the stuff that came inside of it. Yes.
That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious.
Until they came out with the pods, with the Keurig, I didn't even make coffee at home. When I worked at Les Beans, and the girl said to me, you want ground coffee, you want whole beans, like what do you use for your coffee? And I'm like, I go out for coffee. I go to Dunkin' Donuts first thing in the morning, and they just looked at me, and they gave me everything I could possibly need. They gave me the French press and a little grinder and stuff.
Oh my God.
I just never used any of it. I just didn't.
I would be lost if my coffee wasn't waiting for me when I came downstairs. Like we have like a set routine, like, Gemma gets up and gets ready for work and all that. And then about 5 minutes before she's going to leave for work, she'll wake me up, and say like, I'm on my way. And then she turns my coffee maker on and she goes to work. So by the time I brush my teeth and make my bed and come back downstairs. It's just ready, just the way it is. It's like, I don't know, especially because I guess, well, there are a lot of coffee places. I shouldn't say there's not that many. There's a couple on our high street that I could hightail it to. Like when we have company, like I don't always want to share my coffee.
Right.
So I'll be like, look, if you wake up early, there's coffee places up and down the high street. Go check out Cafe Nero and Costa, and
kind of like your McDonald's vouchers for the one night stand.
Yeah, I want you to have something. I just don't want to make it for you. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Here's
I'm looking out for you in my own twisted way. Exactly. Yeah.
Only once in a while they didn't take the voucher, right? They just wanted to stay, and then you were like, "What?"
Yeah, then I would be like, "This isn't gonna work." Then the conversation later that afternoon is like texting. This is probably gonna work out.
They're on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
it's probably not gonna work out. You should
from the bathroom with the shower running. This isn't gonna work out. Let yourself out. I know. People just didn't understand one night stand. Get out after that night. Go.
And you were kind enough to give them the McDonald's voucher.
Giving you a breakfast voucher. Get the hell out of here, man. Take a hit.
I like your style.
I went through the trouble of making sure that voucher was on the nightstand.
The one night stand.
Just so they knew ahead of time what they were getting into. It's not like I made them leave in the middle of the night. What, McDonald's open till what, 6 a.m.?
It wasn't like you didn't feed them. So.
Right. Like sitting there at 5:45 looking at my watch, like they can 15 minutes, you gotta go. Here's your voucher. McDonald's is open now. Go.
I love that story. That's awesome. Never gets old.
Never gets old. I thought it was inventive and creative, and it, had like a hero twist,
Yes, it is.
I wanted them to walk to that parking lot to their car, like, look at that. Give me a McDonald's voucher.
Yeah. What a woman. What a woman I had a one night stand.
That wasn't bad for a one night stand. I don't feel cheap or dirty.
Right. I don't feel ashamed.
I got paid.
You can't do the walk of shame with a voucher for McDonald's.
That's right. Hold your head high. Hold your head high. You're gonna get a hash brown with that. Yeah.
That's your tip of the day. Your dating tip of the day for those who are,
right. If you're planning on having a one night stand, make sure you got some breakfast vouchers. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I use it in my everyday life. When we have company, I'm not going to get up and make breakfast for people, so I tell them ahead of time. There's places right on the street, right up the street. So that's it.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I don't need to wait. I'm not waiting on people hand and foot. Out. Out. Don't touch my kitchen faucet.
Right now with the faucet.
Don't touch it.
No way. No way.
All right, man. It's been good. It's been a good 29th episode.
This has been fun catching up and just the two of us, wrapping.
We had a lot to get through. You got a lot going on, and we got a lot of good guests coming up, and we just had to make it a point to share that with everybody.
Yes. Looking forward to next week with Tyler and whatever he's got created for us.
Can't wait. That boy puts his heart and soul into them drinks. I love it. I honestly might have to bring this back out and show it to him.
Yeah. You might have to have some.
Look at me, Tyler. Look at me. Tyler, look at me. I got fancy whiskeys.
Yeah, fancy whiskeys. I put ice in my drink and I think I'm a mixologist. So, but that's.
I open a can of soda. I think I made something great.
Well, it's been awesome.
It has been awesome. We will, let's do this again next week.
Yeah, meet you here same time, Wednesday.
All right, talk to you soon.
Cheerio.
Cheers, girl.
Cheers.